I've never seen somebody recover from it. That was all the people that went to the puffy parties. That was all the people that did all those things thinking that there was never going to be a consequence for what they were doing. Get punked out and pimped out by some greater desire. You shouldn't have a greater desire than being a man. So I believe that's a big problem with a lot of the actors out there because they get fluid. And next thing you know, once you go fluid, it's gone. You don't have any foundation to pull yourself back from. So maintain your man card, no matter what. They can't get it out of their head. The things that they did, no matter how they did it, whether they were drunk or high or whatever, you gave up your man card. You need therapy. And that's the thing that hurts them the most. And so they end up on drugs, end up every way to try and get rid of any principles there are. And that's what the business does. And the women that trade their bodies to go and get the role, they get to the point where they have their Oscar, they have their money, but they don't have their dream. They don't have the soul that they started with. So it's like achieving don't mean anything. If I get all the Nobel Prizes from doing all of this, but in the process I have to trade out all of my integrity to do it so that they can stay in place, what benefit is that if I lose my integrity? You got to go in as a principal. He wanted me to be his acting coach for a while. Go there and he's sitting around just looking. I'm like, okay, what's the material you want to work on? He's just looking at me. Then next thing you know, okay, hey, will you help me? I want to hear your music. So I come over there and I play the music. And he's sitting there just looking at me, like waiting. Okay. So then my assistant was like, he wants to hang out with you next week. And I was like, for what? He's like, I think he's trying to fuck you. That's what my assistant said. And I was like, oh, okay. Now I get it. So now no more communication. Now you know to be hands off with somebody. A number of producers come in and make the approach, and you threaten to punch them in the mouth, or threaten to knock their head off for talking to you or looking at you like you're a woman. When you approach a real man about his masculinity, you're going to get a real reaction back. It's a difference when a guy walks in a room and when a man walks into a room. And a man don't take the same things that a guy will accept. So always be the man in the room. And that's always been my whole thing. And have lost businesses because I don't bend over in that way. I don't compromise. I don't play gay roles. I don't kiss a man. I don't do that shit.
All right, man, let's talk Terrence Howard, man. This video going around. I mean, he's been doing social media interviews for a little minute now. Yeah, he's been doing these videos for a minute talking about showing his intellectual side, hearing about the theories that he have and all this type of stuff. How 1 times 1 really, why it ain't 1 and all that. And, it's a little bit above my intellectual grade. In my Squaw Islander voice. But he had an interview talking about Diddy. And most people gonna make the headline is that, Diddy tried to get at him, and he said no, and he said that everybody went to that Diddy, men that went to that Benny party, for the most part, lost their manhood. You heard Denzel Washington say, what did brother Denzel say? Well, I left before the devil got there. Marlon Wayne said, I never seen anything, and he kind of dug a little bit deeper into that, saying that he talked about how men in Hollywood, or in women, when they, give it up, especially the man give up his man card, that it's a wrap. You can't get that back. And what's so funny, man, I was in the gym in the morning, like about a month or two ago, maybe a little bit longer. And I know one of the younger guys worked at the gym in the morning, but him and I guess it was his pops, we was all talking and stuff. And he told him, he was like, he was kind of talking about shoes, and I was like, what y'all think it is, but I'm like, yeah, he was like, yeah, you want Timbs and all that shit, this is what you should be buying, like Red Wings, and they clean them, and like people who, work in those type of industries, yeah, you buy a pair of Red Wings, my dad said they not as good as they used to be. When you buy a pair of Red Wings, they clean them, they fix them, they clean them for free, you know what I'm saying? So, you have jobs that buy you shoes, that buy you work boots and work shoes and stuff like that, and you know, comes in as a stipend and don't come out of your pocket unless you want to go above that stipend. And he told him, he was like, look here. He said you could be a brick. I'm paraphrasing. You could be a brick mason for 20 years and suck one popsicle stick, if you understand it, and you known as a popsicle stick sucker for the rest of your life. And that's crazy, man. And that's crazy. And he told him that. And that's the one thing about it. I mean, you can have a reputation. It's a little bit different now. I'm gonna explain that. You can have a reputation of being a great guy, a great woman, a great person, and you make one mistake. This is not say it's even a deadly mistake. You make one mistake, and now that reputation is tarnished. Today, the difference is somebody can say you did something, right? Somebody can say you did something, and you ain't even do it. Your reputation is gone. You know, your reputation is gone. Oh, he did this, and you can show receipt, but it's still a hit on your reputation. So, you know, the world is crazy, you know what I'm saying? But he said them guys that most likely them guys there and a bunch of people in the industry that's in that industry, they did something to give to their God. He said sometimes when they been over and touched their toes to get what they wanted, it didn't even pan out how they thought it was going to pan out. He said it didn't happen for them like they thought it was going to happen for them. That's the crazy thing. You sell your booty hole and you don't get what was promised to you. I mean, I could believe it. You could look at Hollywood and tell that it's not ran by talent anymore. It's ran by booty bandits. Cause a lot of more people on YouTube is more talented than the average director, writer, actor in Hollywood. But how bad do you really want it? And he said it's just something that when you get that up as a man are givers, they're not takers. We're pitchers, we're not catchers. And it's something that when you give that up, you know, he says it's something mentally that you can't recover from. He said it's something mentally you can't recover from. Now, if that's the lifestyle that you live and that's who you are, hey, you shouldn't be affected. But if you a man and you go back to living that lifestyle, you go live in that lifestyle and you're a man, you try to go back and be a man. No, that's why you see, you know, certain dudes be certain type of ways. You know what I'm saying? You'll see certain dudes act certain type of ways and shit. So, you know, they be a little bit more feminine, or, you know, they do just certain type of things after that happens to them. You know what I mean? So you can see, I have to put air in my tire. You can never get that back. That's the crazy thing about it. And, you know, but that's why you see a lot of people who don't have talent in Hollywood. That's why. That's why. And when you give up that for something, remember the Terry Crews situation. You think his wife respected him after she let another man do that to him? You know, Hollywood needs to be completely abolished and built completely up with something else. You know? It really does. It's so demonic. I mean, everything up under the music, entertainment industry, everything. And a lot of those words continue to be in them satanic words they say, it gets into your spirit. But Terrence Howard is right. And people say, well, it probably happened to Terrence and Howard and this, that, and the third. And, you know, if it did, I'm pretty sure they'd have him on tape. He said Diddy kept trying to do stuff with him, and his secretary said it sounded like he trying to clap them cheeks. He tried to take 50 shopping. My whole thing is you doing it to your own people. That's my biggest thing with Diddy. You know, black people got this thing with free Diddy, and they do it too, and that's a bitch mindset, nigga. You always say, well, they do it too. That's what bitches say. Oh, men do it too. Like, nah, when you do that to your own people, you know, like Big U, you do that stuff to your own people and you don't do it to them folks. How can I respect you? You harm your own people, bro. What's more, y'all throw that raccoon word out. What's more raccoonery than that? You're doing it to your own people that look like you. Think about that. Doing it to your own people. So yeah, when we having these type of conversations and shit, that's my issue. Don't free that nigga. He did it to his own people. But he right. When you give that up unwillingly, mentally, it's a huge part of you mentally that'll never be the same. You'll never get back. You will never get that back. You see it in prison all the time. They never get that back. In a way, obviously you willingly giving it up, to the Hollywood guy. I get that. But really, you not willingly giving it up because your talent should be enough to give it up. And I always point back to that Ali Vegas interview. He's supposed to be a next big rapper. Allegedly, he goes for guys like Nas and all that type of stuff. That's just allegedly. And, they was like, why you didn't make it? And he told the story about his cousin. He had a modeling deal and a deal to be on CSI and all that type of stuff. And allegedly, Tyson Beckford met his cousin went to a party, and Tyson Beckford was like, "You ready to sign this contract and get into the fraternity and all that type of stuff?" And they had to take his manhood. His cousin, walked out the party. He said people was walking out, and then they'll walk back in and think about it and allow them to do it. And he said his cousin moved all the way to the Middle East, I think Saudi Arabia or something like that, and just got out the States. He was scared for his life because if you see it and you turn it down, you probably think they're gonna try to chop your head off. You can watch that. Watch Ali Vegas interview. It should pop up. So a lot of them dudes that's in that industry is compromised, bro. It might be a few of them guys that didn't have to give it up for whatever reason. Your rappers. It shouldn't be no guessing. I got a video on my channel. You can just put my channel name in, Goodfella TV Gunner. He said all the fine niggas come to the show. Y'all forgot that? He said all the fine niggas come. All the bad bitches. No. Young Thug, that stuff that he wore dressed. The video they had in court, we had all them YSL ninjas naked. Like, come on, man. We ignore what we like. You know what I'm saying? We ignore if we like an artist or we like an actor. We willing to turn the other cheek on them. Like, no. Even some of the most gangsters rappers, you go back to Notorious B.I.G., they always talking about that picture with Tupac in the bed. Like, okay, what's that? But Notorious B.I.G., they had trans, in their videos back then. Come on. You look so good, I suck your daddy's popsicle. Remember he said that? That was I believe, Red Fox joke, but whatever. They said his homeboy was, Backdooria. He's one of his best friends. So let's not stop thinking that this stuff been going on for a long time, man. They want that dirt on you. They want to, like, to me, dog, like, gotta be a special place in hell for people like that. Harvey Weinstein, they do it to the women too. The women is more like accepted, but women don't understand it affects their mental too. That's why Halle Berry can't keep no fucking man. You know what I'm saying? Y'all really be thinking it be y'all in these relationships with these women and you treat them well. A lot of these women and took so many popsicle sticks, bro, they can never be righteous. They can never be whole again. It go both ways. They can never be sane again. They can never be sane again. They have a sausage count or a popsicle count. Come on. They'll never get that piece of them back again. When you take that many salamis to the face, that's what they don't think about it. They don't think about it that way, man. And check out my other channel, Free Game 89. That link is in the description. It's also sitting outside the link tree. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of them don't think of it that way. I make the analogy. If y'all watch X-Men with Rogue, I think it was either X-Men Evolution or the original X-Men cartoon. I can't remember which one it was, but it was, remember she touched so many people. It might have been the original one, the X-Men 97, but the original one. And she sucks, you know, she had touched so many people and took their powers that at one point it might have been evolution, I can't remember, it took over her body. And she just had touched so many different powers, and they started to destroy her. All them powers that she touched started coming out, and it started, you know, like really had to do like Professor Xavier had to wipe her mind or whatever like that. Same thing with women. When you have that many sexual encounters, you know, with men and women, and you have that many sexual encounters, you know what I'm saying? It's to the point where you can never be whole again. You can't be anybody's wife again. And that's unfortunate. You never mentally, just like when a man give up his manhood, dude, you know, and he really not like that, but he give it up for you know, to get into Hollywood, or he give it up, you know what I'm saying? He give it up, you know, and you know, or they take it from him in prison or something like that, or for gain. And you be like, you know, they never get that back. You're mentally never be stable again. That's what I be talking about, like when I be talking about kind of how people I kind of be talking about how a lot of people be like be glad that you don't have to, you know, look over your shoulder. Or this motherfucker basically double parked. Like, come on now. So now I kind of got a double park to be an asshole. Don't want to be that guy, but yeah, you kind of hear about, I tell y'all about, it ain't nothing wrong being 9 to 5. Y'all be looking at the dope dealers and all them type of people, and they got all this fast money. It come with a price. You know, you robbing and stealing, you get all the stuff it come with a price. A lot of these dudes can't sleep at night. They did so much wrong. They got a lot of self-turmoil going on. They always got to look over their shoulder when they at the light, when they go out to eat. They got to look out for enemies and people they did wrong. A peace of mind, man. And a peace of mind, I'm telling you, you can't put a price on it. Can't buy it. There's somebody, you did people wrong, you gave up your manhood, or you a woman, you slept your way to the top. You can never be nobody's husband. Reason why Joy Taylor can't keep no man. Kobe's her box probably bad. I'll be trying to tell Kobe, most dudes don't even know what good box is. They just so happy to have a piece on their arm, right? A nice little trophy on their arm. Most men don't know what good box is, right? And out of all the places, you come park right next to me. Yes, Grandma Gloria. But they, you know, no, it's because she's sleeping around. You can never satisfy a woman that sleep around. If you're a woman, you can never satisfy a man who give up his manhood. Well, men sleep around too. We different. We givers and not takers. A man love, our biology is different. The whole our mental makeup is different from y'all. So we can sleep around and still and find the one and really have real love for y'all. But y'all don't understand that because y'all think Steve Harvey think like a man. As a woman, y'all are incapable of thinking like a man. It shows every day. And on Free Game 89, I'm going to talk about that where they talked about how men are not educated because we're not going to college. I'll tell you this. This is a prequel to the video. I'm going to do that on Free Game 89, FR33 Game 89. That link's in the description. It's in the link tree. Join the Patreon, all right? If women, like, just listen to this part real quick. If you don't even watch the video, I'll do over there, right? I'm probably going to do it Monday morning or Monday night. Listen to podcasts. Listen to when they got females on podcasts and tell me they're smarter than men. That's all I got to say. Thumbs up the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel, check out the Real 101 playlist, check out the music entertainment playlist, hit the link in the description, the link tree, you can find me. It's the first link, find me everywhere, it's right under that one. X, Instagram, Facebook, Spotify, Amazon, Kick, Twitch, the whole 9. Peace.